A very good afternoon to the August gathering. I am Dr. Abhishek Singh. I thank Dr. Gaurang Shah and Dr. Akash Shah for this opportunity, and I apologize for my absentia. I would be speaking on traveling fellowships. Are they really career shaping? We all have an inclination to do traveling fellowships, but do they actually change our careers? Is the question that remains to be answered. I have nothing to disclose, but I want to discuss why, what, where, and how of doing a traveling fellowship. What basically a traveling fellowship is, a trainee travels to a center for a clinical visit. The visit duration is typically between 4 and 12 weeks, and he typically gets no hands on experience. It's a purely observership experience. The fellowship can be self funded or it can be sponsored by an organization like Urological Society of India, World Endourology Society, American Urology Society, etc. Every traveling fellowship is to be approved by the host, allowed by your own institution, and may be funded by a philanthropic or a social organization. Why do a traveling fellowship? This reminds me of a lecture by none other than Professor Ralph Clayman. He says that everybody needs to find a seminal why, and this traveling fellowship, in effect, can help you find a reason of progress. It may help you identify a problem that needs a solution back home. Most of the fellowships are observers fellowship, so typically there is no hands on. So what is the benefit? The benefit is that it brings about an ideological change, the change in the thought process. Same thing can be approached differently, or a step which is done differently may result in you doing the same surgery with a sea change. Remember, you always observe first, then assist, and then do. It may enable you to learn a new technology that you just have an access to, or which is likely to come to your doorsteps in the near future. Let's talk about a single port robotic surgery today. We do not have a single port robot today, but if you get access to a travel fellowship wherein you can train on this device, you may become future ready. Or take another example that your institution has just bought a new robotic system and you go and travel to a center which is already doing high volume robotic work. It just makes you more competent in what you are going to embark upon. The centers of excellence usually have a training facility where you can do a dry and wet lab training, which will add to your armamentarium to become a more accomplished surgeon. What opportunity a traveling fellowship gives you in terms of networking is that you can get closer to the industry people who are at the edge of developing new technologies. You can do networking, get into a research collaboration with people who are doing a particular type of research which suits your needs and which is your area of interest. Coming to the fellowships one by one, the World Endourology Society has n number of centers across the North America and few centers in Asia, even in Europe and South America. You can get a 4 week traveling fellowship by World Endourology Society, which gives you a grant of 5,000 US dollars. The application process is based on CV and letter of intent for third world countries. The application is usually accepted towards the end of the year. There are 4 seats and 2 for academic and 2 for non-academic positions. That means even private practitioners can apply for this fellowship. Obviously, you have to be less than 42 years of age. My experience in doing this fellowship with Dr. Vipul Patel and subsequently with Dr. Mihir Desai was really world changing for me. Then comes the IAUA Chakravarti Fellowship. Presently, it's a 6 week fellowship. One post is for a pediatric urologist, and second for a general urologist. The applications are submitted via an AUA website. Requirement is CV and letter of intent, along with clearance from your chairman. It is the most competitive fellowship at present. Last year, there were about 45 applicants for this fellowship. The fellowship is usually also advertised by Urological Society of India. Some of the best brains in country, like the ones displayed in the slide, Dr. Girdhar Bora and Dr. Pankaj Joshi, have been recipients of this fellowship. How does it actually change your career? Just look at the slides. The best known urologist in the country, Dr. Anand Kumar, Dr. Munish Sharan, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, all have been recipients of IAUA Chakrabarti Fellowship. And today, they are extremely accomplished urologists. If you have an intent of traveling abroad and settling abroad, this is one of the most coveted fellowships that you should be looking for. My experience of learning during the IAUA fellowship was tremendous. I shadowed Dr. Elvin Go and Dr. Lee Zhao. Both of them helped me develop my intracorporeal neobladder program as well as the intense ureteric reconstruction program. And I would say they gave me the confidence to go ahead and do surgeries, which I was about to embark upon during the fellowship. Japanese Urology Fellowship is another fellowship which gives you a grant of about 1.5 to 3 lakh yen. The duration can be between 1 and 3 months. It requires your CV and a letter of intent. The issue is that you cannot choose the center of your choice, and the language may be a barrier. If you are a vegetarian, then again, food may be a problem for 1.5 to 2 months. The important thing that I learned during this fellowship is imbibing a culture that improves you as a person, as a professional. My stint at Iwate University with Professor Wataru Obara is a long-going relationship, and they had invited JUA fellows this year to their annual meeting, again after 3 to 5 years. European Scholarship Program is another robust short clinical visit program. They accept applications 3 times a year. You can apply with your CV, letter of intent, and letter of support from chairman. First, decide the center, write to the center. You can get a grant of about £3,000 for a duration of 6 to 12 weeks. You need 3 PubMed indexed publications for this fellowship. UA Young Urologist Fellowship is a fellowship which gives you an opportunity to attend an annual UA meeting. You have to apply 1 month in advance. You get travel reimbursement and may or may not get registration for the conference. You have to arrange your stay. One would question that why you need to go to this particular fellowship. It is very interesting when you go to this fellowship, it gives you an immense networking opportunity. I met Dr. Tarun Jawli, who was a JUF fellow, and subsequently I decided to do the JUF fellowship. Dr. Girdhar met me at this meeting. We became friends. He subsequently followed me into the JUA. He got the IAUA fellowship first, and I followed. You can do an observer's fellowship in Southeast Asia, which is 2 to 4 weeks duration. First, apply at a center in Asia and then apply for a UAA grant. SIU fellowship can range between 6 weeks to 6 months. Become a SIU member, apply with a CV and letter of interest to an SIU recognized center. MPUH is one of the SIU recognized center in India. The UMN SIU Liu Feng International Pediatric Urology Fellowship has an opening at the University of Minnesota, and it is for 3 months duration. You get a $3,000 grant. There are many centers which offer 1 week robotic training. The Atlas Center at the Roosevelt Park, ORCI in Belgium, MUTP in Melbourne, and Global Robotic Institutes and Celebrations USA. These centers do not have a consistent advertisement for scholarship, but keep watching their websites as well as USI letters. There are many national traveling fellowships like the GM Fadke Traveling Fellowship, which is now only called the Traveling Fellowships, along with the International Traveling Fellowships for the residents, which is AUA, Europe, Singapore, Laos, and Nepal. USI also offers a MIUC International Traveling Fellowship and a member travel fellow. All the zones offer their traveling fellowships, like the North Zone offers Har Gobind Singh Memorial Travel Fellowship and North Zone PG Travel Fellowship. West Zone offers the Chitler Traveling Fellowships, MIUC Traveling Fellowship. South Zone offers AP Pandey Travel Fellowship, Ravindranath Travel Fellowship. East Zone offers Siliguri Travel Fellowship and Urology Trust of Orissa Urology Trainee Program. MIUC is now also offered by zones in India. Keep a watch on websites like Trilect. Trilect is a very important website which can give you continuous information about fellowships. So do register on Trilect. It helps you explore the opportunity. It is important to meet all the requirements to the T. So this is my rejection from European Urology Association. It reads that the specific project description was missing and my motivation letter was not good. The most important thing that a sponsor is looking for is your motivation. So your letter of intent or your letter of motivation should be what you exactly feel. If somebody's spending $5,000 on you, he has to have a reason to spend $5,000 on you. Watch the newsletter. USI newsletter has wealth of information about all the traveling fellowships. Keep an eye on USI newsletter and keep applying for every fellowship. If you apply for 5, you get 1. So what did I learn doing these travel fellowships? Most important thing is that the same problems that we face have different and convincing solutions. For many applications that you make, you get 1. So keep applying. Small observed details can make a big impact on your practice. Learning is beyond hands-on training. It's the ideological change that will take you a long way. Observation can make you believe it's doable. So think, believe, dream, and dare. Cultural imbibation is the key to learning in foreign environment. So accept the culture. And at last, learn to acknowledge. I must say, all the fellowships that I got are courtesy my teachers and senior colleagues. I acknowledge Dr. Mahesh Desai, Dr. Ganesh Gopalakrishnan, Dr. Ravindra Sabnas, Dr. Sanjay Kulkarni, Dr. Sujata Patwardhan, Dr. Arvind Ganpule, and Dr. Pankaj Joshi for their help time and again. Thank you once again for the opportunity. Thank you for a patient listening.